Tim, I need all you guys. I need you to think of the warm-up music from the Bulls now starting. It's like MJ season, like Pippen those years.
Okay.
Because Tim, we're on the last episode of the season of Where Does Food? Our food history podcast. Tell you a little about
where we podcast about history of
history of the food. We're talking about something that's near and dear to our heart. Pizza.
Pizza.
Party people. We're pizza people today.
Elle introduced me, so I'm going to introduce her. Elle, we're talking about pizza today.
Tim, we're talking about pizza today. That's Tim. I'm Elle, and I'm super fucking pumped to finish it out.
We just ate pizza today.
Yeah, we did. Hell yeah.
It's Halloween. We ate pizza. We're talking pizza.
We're talking pizza. So, Tim.
Yeah.
You've had pizza before besides today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weirdly enough.
Do you have a certain type of pizza that you enjoy?
All of it.
I love that answer. Yeah.
Okay. Pizza is literally one of the best foods ever made.
So yes, thank you for that. So are there things that you don't think belong on a pizza?
Things I don't think belong on a pizza.
I know this is a hot topic.
There are obviously a lot of things that don't belong on pizza.
Okay.
But I don't think, without people intentionally trying to be assholes about it, I don't think the most common pizzas are necessarily incorrect. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The most common toppings that you see on pizzas, I think, are totally fine. Now, if you have someone trying to, put like Twinkies on a pizza, then well, that's a problem. Don't do that.
No one asked for that.
Just don't. You know what?
Don't.
Here's something that doesn't belong on pizza that I've seen. Broccoli. Broccoli doesn't belong on pizza. Don't put that on pizza.
Don't put that on pizza.
I love broccoli. That is disgusting.
Broccoli's good in and of itself.
Yeah, broccoli does not need to be
on
on pizza.
That's definitely not a vegetable that I'd throw on as a...
It ruins the flow. It doesn't work.
It's too crunchy.
Pineapples do belong on pizza.
Oh, boom.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'll tell you why. And I get flack for this, and I get pushback
Canadians are gonna love you
for those anti-pineapple pizza motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And
that's a PSA.
Yeah, let me tell you why pineapples work on pizza. It's because pizza is the most savory, salty, delicious palette of food that you could ever have. And what goes with salty, savory foods?
What, Tim?
Sweet foods. So pineapple goes on pizza.
It makes sense.
Now, the only fault that pineapple can have.
Okay.
But this is not a fault just of pineapple, by the way.
Okay.
This is a fault of a lot of pizzas, and it's that it can add too much moisture.
But okay.
Sometimes,
I didn't really think about that.
When you get a veggie pizza, it's too much moisture from all the veggies.
From the veggies, yeah. That makes sense.
So while I don't think that any particular things you see on pizza are necessarily wrong, I do think that...
A combination of...
Any pizza that overloads, any pizza that goes beyond 2 toppings is killing itself. It's shooting itself in the foot. It's tying its shoelaces together and then trying to run a marathon. It is not good. Like, it's just not gonna work. So
well, no, I think it's interesting that you mentioned that because we'll kind of touch on it later. But one of the key pieces of putting in whatever toppings are on the pizza is to not go too heavy on whatever it is because it's gonna make the center of your pizza heavier, and there's a good possibility it's not gonna cook all the way through.
Exactly.
And it's like, who the fuck wants a half raw pizza?
Yeah.
No one.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter what toppings are on it, then you can eat it.
So a thing that we do on here, you were going to cue me up before I went on a thing. What's the scale I'm using here? What can I give you score wise and on what scale?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do around here.
So obviously I think many people in the food realm are familiar with Michelin stars.
Okay.
So we're not going that way, but we are staying in the same realm of Michelin tires.
Okay.
So
same company, by the way.
Exactly. Which, you guys, that was a mind fuck for me. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, the same people that have...
Yeah, the same people that burn a lot of rubber together. Yeah.
They're like, we're also qualified in food.
Yeah.
So we're keeping it simple. It's going to be 100, 1 to 100.
Okay.
We're going school letter system over here.
Not 101?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse myself with the extra one,
Okay.
So, Michelin tires. What are you starting out with?
100 Michelin tires out of 100 Michelin tires. Listen, man, I love pizza. I think it's one of the more perfect foods, and I'm giving pizza an A+.
An A+.
I'm giving it a 97.
Holy shit. I hope I don't bring this down.
It's really funny that I have been pretty high. Again, this is the second episode in season 1 where we have the chance for a food to end up being a perfect score. And maybe I'm just being a little liberal with my points, but
'Cause you know.
but I don't know.
I'm hoping.
You know, I definitely think that. Yeah, I definitely think pizza's up there for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same here. Not that it matters. I'm not the one being, but pizza is up there. I think it's up there for a lot of people. You know, pizza kind of, it's like,
It should be.
you know, when you're at home and you don't really know what you want, pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Hey, I want.
You know when you won a baseball game in Little League, pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
You know when you lost a
Yeah, you know when you lost a baseball
wanted
game,
a
pizza.
pizza.
Yeah.
You know, you're watching a fun movie, pizza. You're watching a sport, pizza. Like that's everyone can usually agree on pizza.
Hey there, it's your host Tim, stopping the podcast to tell you about an awesome deal that you can get through Rep Sports. Rep Sports is a supplement company, so they help supplement people's workout lives. They have proteins, pre-workouts, post-workouts, recoveries. They have all types of supplements over there, so go check them out and fill out that stack. I know you're getting low. I can feel it. My stack's getting low. I'm about to do me a shop as well. You can also get mine and Elle's favorite energy drink, Raise Energy. I'm telling you, one can get you through the day. Not a problem. Raise Energy is fantastic. No crash at all. So if you go to repsports.com and use the code WDF15, you can get 15% at checkout. Again, WDF15, you get 15% at checkout, and you also get to support this podcast and support your workout routine, man. Go do it. Now enjoy the rest of this podcast that we love doing. Hey guys, welcome to the ad section. I'm here to tell you real quick about Anchor by Spotify. You may have heard us talk about Anchor at the end of our episodes, is because Anchor is the platform we use to distribute our podcasts. It's totally free. It helps us distribute our podcasts to different platforms. That's how we're on Apple Podcasts. That's how we're on Google Podcasts, CastBox, you name it. They've helped us do that. You can record directly on the app, on the webpage, so you don't even need a super fancy setup. It's super straightforward, totally free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started on your podcast or whatever you like to do. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Pizza is essentially a dough with toppings on it. Usually it's dough. Usually tomato base is the sauce. It can vary Alfredo. Some people like to just have oil on there, which is a different variation. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, it's focaccia.
Sorry, I got excited about that.
Focaccia is probably one of the earlier forms of pizza.
Oh, Tim, did you write this? But yes, absolutely. That's exactly what it was.
I love pizza.
Focaccia's, yeah. Absolutely, because again, who doesn't love pizza? So you got your flour, yeast, salt, and usually water.
It is a yeasted dough.
And depending on where you're from regionally in the United States, they're going to tell you that water
matters.
It
doesn't.
Me and Tim had this discussion before.
It doesn't. I listen. I'm not to shit on anybody. Listen, New York, you can still make the best. You can still.
I wasn't trying to call them out.
New
for
York,
it, but,
you can still make the best pizza
the
pie,
best
and
pizza,
it
the
not
best
be about
bagels,
your water, bro. You can just have talented people. Quit deflecting on how good you are. Like
it's just the water, bro.
It's not
the water from the Hudson River.
It's not the water, dude. It's just you guys are good.
You guys are just good at your shit.
You're good at making pizza. You're good at making bagels. You have a high Jewish community that makes a lot of bagels. Like, that's a good thing. You have a lot of Italian Americans.
You guys know what the fuck's going on.
Slinging za. All right? It's
we'll hit on that. We'll touch on that in a little bit.
I'm just saying that, like, own
it. You're good at
your heritage and your ability to manufacture things that are good.
Fucking
quit deflecting to God and water. He didn't do it and water didn't do it.
H2O, baby.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. You let that shit happen. So usually they make pizzas in the oven. If you're special, it'll be a brick oven.
Cool. I was going to say, where else we making pizza?
Brick oven pizza, dude. So good.
Right on the coals.
And then we have, or you could do it on the grill.
Yeah.
It's
with
very
a pizza
fun.
stone.
With the pizza stone.
So you can pretty much equate, you're trying to make a brick oven on a grill, typically when you grill pizza.
Yeah. It's not the same, but
it can be good though.
It's still good.
Really,
I would say it's good in and of its own self.
You can do a really good job on a
grilled pizza. Yeah. The fire to food, it's always going to be good.
Yeah.
Anytime. So like we were talking about earlier, the pizza itself was considered just the bread, and then we had the toppings on top of it. So one of the best things about pizza back in the day was that they would have it for breakfast, lunch, and or dinner. Like the idea of pizza was that it was super quick, super easy.
Yeah.
It was another grab and go food situation.
It was a peasant food, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. So it started as a
Everything
peasant-
about pizza feels like a peasant food too. Especially when you describe it in the sense of like, oh, you're literally just putting oil and toppings on a bread. And it's like that, dude, like, yes, people are literally going to their shitty job where they don't make any money and they definitely are lower class, but there's something that's really filling and really easy to make.
Yep.
And it's pizza, focaccia, whatever. Like,
and it's like early toppings consisted of lard, or just oil, tomatoes, cheese, fish. I mean, that was kind of like and it's like we said, like very
super all peasant food.
All peasant food. So as Tim mentioned, we didn't plan that by the way. But pizza has its origin really from flatbread or focaccia bread.
Right.
Obviously there's so many different types of flatbreads, right?
Yeah.
So
please tell me Egypt makes an appearance.
Dude, did. So we're gonna make the assumption based off of what we found out. So the ancient Egyptians were pretty much the first people to consume flatbreads. Okay, they're pretty much the first people to consume pizzas.
Yes.
Right? And then
I bet that shit tasted gross as fuck.
No, come on.
The ancient grains. Imagine what those tasted like.
With literally just herbs.
Oh.
Like herbs. That's it, dude.
Man. I bet that was a wild thing.
Yeah.
They're because they were using grain. This is something we haven't talked about.
The ancient grains.
They were using grains that like that don't exist now.
No, yeah.
We only have like facsimiles.
I was like barley.
Like we only have things that are
bulgur,
like it's like a relative to what the plants used to be.
The ancient.
Some of those fucking things don't exist anymore.
No.
They're not real. They don't happen. So, or at least not in their original form. And we've had to much like we did with bananas, we've had to bring them back from the dead.
Yeah, that's still so wild to me that the bananas we're eating technically are not. I mean, they are, but they're not.
Yeah, bananas apparently just don't want to be on Earth.
Do you blame them?
They keep trying their best.
I'm with bananas on that one. Yeah. Then we have, of course, the Romans and the Greeks, who they've also heavily tied to flatbreads, the focaccia breads. But of course, the idea is that the modern birthplace of pizza is in southwestern Italy's Campania region, otherwise the home to the city of Naples.
Right.
So Naples is, you talk about pizza today, shout out to Naples because that's where it came from.
Right.
So going back to that, the precursor of pizza was the focaccia. The Romans called it as panis focaccius, or hearth bread. I'm referring to the fact that the focaccia was traditionally baked in coals in Roman times, and then you added the toppings after the fact. So yeah, you're fucking on it, dude.
Wow.
I'm really appreciating the full circle we're having today. I really thank you. And then again, the flatbread, modern pizza evolved from that. When it's like, I can think of a restaurant right now off the top of my head where I can get a flatbread pizza.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean, that's pretty much how California Pizza Kitchen made money.
They added salmon and they're like, hey, you guys like
Listen,
this?
I don't dislike California pizza, but
it's good.
But California pizza definitely is it's definitely a thing of its own.
It is.
You know what I mean? It does feel like it kind of went back to that more like flatbread sort of
the lighter,
thing.
crispier. Yeah, makes sense.
You know, it's got a place, you know.
Yes, I think all these breads do. So kind of within that realm, there were different types of focaccias or flatbreads that you could have across the region. So a Chinese bing, which is a flour-based Chinese food with a flattened or disc-like shape. And then in India, you have, in other areas closer to India, so you have the paranta. So good. Naan.
I was going to say.
And roti.
Yeah.
So all three of those are technically...
Yeah, right. You know, they're in the vein of it. Yeah.
In Sardinia, the karasu, the spinata, gatia, and the postaku. So sorry, you guys. And the Finnish have the raiska. So those are just all...
flatbreads.
All different flatbreads that you can get.
Yeah, man, we might have to do a dive on that. I would love to know the difference, between all of those. Because I always considered naan's not yeasted, is it?
No.
That's what's interesting to me.
But it's such a thick bread.
It is a thicker bread.
And so sometimes the way they make naan, though, is going to be with the clay. It's like you're heating clay up to just a fucking stupid temperature, and then you're slapping it on the side. And so I'm wondering maybe the reaction is what.
Yeah.
Well, the consistency of the bread is what makes it.
Well, I know we're talking about versions of flatbread, which kind of it's inevitable that gets linked to pizza.
Exactly.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I really would say that for me, a yeasted dough is kind of important in what I think of pizza. So that's what gives it that kind of rise and that sort of those pockets and the bubbles, and because yeast, that it's fermenting, right, and it's creating the CO2 because the yeast is eating the sugars, and it's creating that reaction. And again, it's not to discredit what flatbreads are flatbreads, and
there is yeast in naan.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize naan was a yeasted dough.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Again,
okay,
could totally be the case, and there's tons of different ways to do it too. I mean, there's cold rises, there's quick rises, there's tons of different ways to do yeasted breads.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm just saying that, like, in my head, like, I don't know, pizza's got.
That makes sense. You gotta have the.
Because you can put, this
cracker.
You can literally put just like water, flour, and an egg together and throw it on a pan.
That's fair. Call it.
You're getting a version of a flatbread that, by the way, has been consumed by many cultures because it's a poor person food, and that would technically be a flatbread.
Yeah, that's true. Which technically, yeah, okay. So I think we'll qualify that as it has to have yeast in it.
Yeah,
we just double checked yeast isn't on.
Again, even if some of the ones you listed don't have yeast in them, it's still good history. It's like, these are all flatbreads. These are all things that potentially had toppings put on them. These are all things that give you the visual representation of what turns into the phenomenon that is pizza.
So good. So, Tim, on it again. So that kind of takes us to segue, kind of the background of pizza in and of itself.
Right.
Outside the focaccia and the flatbread arena. So, founded around 600 BC as a Greek settlement, Naples in the 1700s and the early 1800s was a thriving waterfront city. Yeah. Shout out to the water. No, it was technically an independent kingdom.
It's all about the water.
All about the 27. It was notorious for its working poor, or the Lazzaroni. So these people, the poor people, as Tim was mentioning earlier, they're really credited for inventing pizza for all intents and purposes.
They literally created it.
So in 1861, Italy finally unified. So King Umberto I and Queen Margherita visited Naples in 1880.
Am I sensing a margarita pizza?
Heyo. So they visited in 1889. Legend has it that the traveling pair became bored with their steady diet of French hot cuisine and asked for an assortment of pizzas from the city's pizzeria.
Listen, as good as the French hotty-toddy
saying,
cuisine is, sometimes
you
gotta get a saucy, greasy, cheesy pizza.
Yes, which... Hello, the variety the queen enjoyed the most was called the pizza mozzarella, a pie topped with soft white cheese, red tomatoes, and green basil.
My people right there.
So
they know what a good pie is.
And it's so funny because they apparently one of the best, not only did it taste good, but it was the fucking Italian flag on a piece of pizza. The red, the white, the green.
It's the perfect pizza.
Loved it. From then on, it was dubbed
known as the margarita.
You got it.
Oh,
see, this is an origin story with royalty that I can, like, that makes sense.
Yes.
Right? Not the cherry pie with the queen situation. This makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, you know me.
Yes.
And one of the biggest things that I say is, and just kind of going back to the toppings question, sure, get whatever toppings you want, but buddy, let me tell you, a margarita pizza or just a cheese pizza, it's the best of the best. It's top of the line. All right.
You can't go wrong with it.
You can't go wrong with it.
It's like if they actually know how to make a pizza, that's going to be one of the best fucking pizzas you ever had.
The margarita pizza is going to be it. And then if they know how to make a good Sicilian, grandma's. I'm just saying.
Damn, dude. That sounds so good. Yeah, I want pizza now. So the only thing with pizza is that it pretty much would only stay in Italy, around Naples, in that area up until about the 1940s. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's so wild to me because I'm like, the whole world was just without pizza for so long.
That's insane.
Insane. Naples, okay, this part was funny to me, but I respect it so much as someone that loves pizza. In 1984, the True Neapolitan Pizza Association set a specific standard of rules that must be followed in order for a pizza to qualify.
By the way, I knew about them.
That makes me so happy. Okay. Okay. Do you want to know what the qualifications are by chance?
From the NPA? Here we go.
Okay. So, A, the pizza must be baked in a wood-fired domed oven. It must be hand-kneaded.
They are really disrespecting every,
There's no...
They really are just like disrespecting every
Everybody.
other pizza joint.
Off rip, just right there. Secondly, there's no mechanical processes involved. It's all got to be hand kneaded. It must not be rolled with a pin or prepared, like I said, by any mechanical means. So the pizza makers have to roll it with their guys. That's
So-
one does not simply just
Yeah, so they're
make
saying
pizza dough.
they're saying like much like you actually do with focaccia, where you press it with your hands. Yeah.
Kicker is that when you're pressing it, pizza must not exceed 35 centimeters in diameter.
Right, and this is where you get like Napoleon
Or
style
yep,
pizzas.
you got it.
That's where you get those nice little neat, beautiful, airy pocket
thin.
that gets all thin, just nice little crispy underside. You know, you hit them with a lot of heat. I do love a good like Napoleon pizza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of as you're saying, the food started as a poor people food. As soon as people understood the type of combinations that could be made with, again, because the pizza itself was, again, just the bread, not the actual, with the toppings and everything. They were like, oh, wait. And it actually kind of became like a gastronomic thermometer for the region, which is so wild to me that pizza was like the standard of ingredients in cuisine. But is anyone surprised? No, pizza's a fucking rock star.
Amazing.
So kind of going back to what you were saying in the standards of pizza and regionally the differences that you can see. So the pizza bases in Naples were usually soft and more pliable. In Rome, it was more thin and crispy.
Nice.
So then they have pizza al taglio, which is the pizza baked in a rectangular tray. And then you could actually buy that by weight, which we fucking love that. Then it's kind of when you get the variation in the 19th and the 20th century. Pizza could be sweet, not necessarily savory. But then those savory flatbreads were known as the ciabatta breads. So kind of again, the same thing as focaccia. This is fun because there's conflicting origin stories when we talk about pizza coming to the United States and who was kind of the first to quote unquote commercialize it, right?
Yeah.
Like any good thing.
Sbarro.
Little Caesars.
Detroit style, baby.
Like, wait a second. No, okay. So the first printed reference of pizza, was in the U.S., was in 1904, and it was in the Boston Journal. Giovanni and Gennaro Bruno, I don't know why I said it like that, came to the Americas from Naples, Italy.
From Boston.
What a masshole. No, in 1903, and they introduced the Neapolitan pizza to Boston. Later, Vincent Bruno, Giovanni's son, went on to open the first pizzeria in one of two cities, Tim. Which one was it?
Oh, God. New York?
No, Chicago.
Chicago. Wow. That's where the feud comes from.
So then so that's one theory.
Yeah.
Okay. The other half of that, of origin theory, the first documented United States pizzeria was in 1905 in G. Frigenario. This place called Lombardi's on Spring Street in Manhattan. It's actually still around.
Okay.
You can actually go there. 32nd Spring Street, New York. It's the Little Italy location. They're about to open another location, but you can technically go to the first, apparently,
the first pizza joint.
The first pizza joint in the United States. Apparently, he got licensed to sell the pizza in 1905. Kind of like what we've noticed beforehand. Kind of like with ketchup, it was just like family to family, like kitchen to kitchen.
Right.
Like if you knew someone that made it, and that's how you would get it. It wasn't something that you could just go buy in the store. But yeah, I think it's really cool because apparently Lombardi's is still around. And you could go check it out, and it's like the same recipe and all that fun stuff. This part is what threw me off. I was like, what the fuck? So again, we're going back to World War II. So around post World War II. So this is when pizza's popularity in the United States boomed. It was no longer seen as an ethnic threat, or treat, I should say. And it was increasingly identified as a fun fast food. So it wasn't just like, oh, the thing that some Italians made. It's like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
This is actually really good.
Yeah, it's when Italian Americans are white adjacent, and so we sort of just like rolled them into.
Because you have to think at this
point,
we were putting Japanese in camps on the other side of the country. In case you guys forgot.
I mean, it's that's where like all those things of like indentured servitude and all that stuff comes from. Like, oh well, there were white slaves, and it's like, okay, well. Let me just go ahead and tell you that any group that was, that had any, anything bad done to them, if they were white adjacent, they sort of just got rolled into white America at some point. All right.
That's what, that's
like,
exactly
who
what
hasn't gotten rolled into white America yet? Literally everyone else. So, maybe let's change
That's my favorite.
Let's change that up a bit.
My favorite thing when people ask
Let's
me.
drop white America and just be America.
America.
For once, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah, but I get that. So, like, instead of it being like an ethnic Italian American thing, they're like, oh, well, it's
just an American thing.
Guys, the Italian people are kind of white, so let's
they're Americans.
let's just roll them in.
Yeah, right. No, but this is apparently also when the gourmet pizzas also were kind of taken over. So like pizzas were being topped with like barbecue chicken and salmon.
Yeah, like
So,
a
like-
bunch of different shit that is like so. In reality, like the classics are still the best in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So kind of overall, like the historical context, and like this was kind of just like fun facts about pizza,
Right.
because that's pretty much pizza, right? That's
pizza.
That's
you
pizza.
know?
I think it's fucking brilliant that there is a legitimate war between Chicago and New York as to who was the
who
first.
was the first place to get
It makes me
pizza.
so happy.
Yeah.
And it's like, to be fair though, I hate to break it to you guys. You guys offer kind of different types of pizzas.
Oh yeah.
Like if I'm like, oh, I want a deep dish, everyone's gonna tell me to go to Chicago.
Well,
and
that's
then if I'm
what's-
on pizza, they're
well,
gonna
that's
like, go
what's
get a
so
slice of New York.
that's what's
I don't
so interesting, because the idea is that the guy opened up, he brought Napoleon style pizza to Chicago when Chicago is like known for deep dish.
Yeah.
When the fuck did they make that transfer?
I don't know.
When did they go from being like home of like what is considered by the NPA to be the only pizza
To
to
just
being like
hella
pizza
bread.
cake? Like,
hella bread. I don't know.
yeah,
That's
like,
a good
when
point.
did that transfer happen? So I'm on
looking at that.
team NYC personally. That fucking place is still there.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
And the transfer from Napoleon style to New York style makes much more sense in my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
And
just
it's like,
making
well, when you
you're
think
just
about,
making it bigger.
I was gonna say it's like the crust is still thin. Like you're not going too heavy on the toppings. Like
Yeah.
it's
Like,
I agree with you.
By like all means, it's just it's just pizza.
yeah. No, when we were in Chicago, we went to this place called Bone Cheese.
Okay.
No free shout outs, but there's a place called Bone Cheese.
No, for sure.
And similar style in it's thinner crust, and then
Right.
they would just cut the crust size to what you wanted to, that rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was that. But it was so
Yeah.
good.
Also, let me actually give a shout out to Detroit pizza. Not my favorite style of pizza,
No.
but I'll take Detroit style pizza over California style. So
I agree with that. I would do that as well. You're talking about regionally. So
yeah. So
the historical context. So we might be jumping all over the map. So or years, I should say.
Yeah.
But just, so 1962, the Hawaiian pizza.
yeah.
So that's a pizza. It's topped with pineapple and ham. It was apparently created by Sam Panopoulos, who was a
Nice.
Canadian restaurateur
Yeah.
in Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
So it's like the Hawaiian pizza actually came from Canada.
Yeah. You know what would make the Hawaiian pizza better? And it'll be more Hawaiian?
Tell me more, Tim.
Spam.
Actually, I think I would try that.
Yeah.
And I think it'd probably be delicious,
Yeah.
honestly. They
Thin-
should do that. I'm just kind of
Thinly sliced spam.
Canadians, dude.
Yep. That would make it more Hawaiian.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Really good. In December 2009, this is fun. The pizza Napolitana was granted protected design of origin status by the EU. So like, yeah,
Damn, that's serious.
that's serious. And I love that. Again, you guys, pizza is not as simple as you think.
I'm telling you.
Like the historical impact this fucking bread made,
Yeah.
so far
Yeah.
unmatched.
Yeah.
In 2012, the world's largest pizza was made in Rome and was measured to be 1,261 square meters in area. Insane.
Wow. It's not pizza though.
It's not pizza though.
Not to the NPA.
You know what else is not pizza to the MPA?
Yeah.
In 2016, the robotics company BHEX, widely covered in the media, was building robots that 3D printed pizza.
You won't. Okay.
3D pizza.
Yeah. That's going to be Little Caesar's future.
Oh God.
3D pizza.
Again, you want to talk about the historical significance of pizza? In December 2017, the Napoleon pizza was inscribed in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural and Heritage List.
Dude.
Okay?
That's incredible, man.
Insane.
That's incredible. I'm telling you, pizza. It's top of the line.
That's you guys. This
What a season
literally
finale.
makes pizza historically important. Like,
Yeah, like when the
Culturally impacted.
when the nuclear holocaust happens and the last of us survive, like it's gonna be
Pizza's
one of
gonna
the
be one of the
it's
things.
gonna be one of the few written like historical relevant things.
Do you know how much more pizza would have
They're gonna be
as
talking
a child?
like they're gonna be talking like the old Earth, like the old world people had two things they cared about: pizza and Jesus. Like,
yes,
that's it.
There we
it's
go.
just gonna be those two things.
It's gonna be like
That's what
civilizations.
Yeah, that's what like new civs are gonna talk about.
Like pizza.
Yeah, think like in era of Demolition Man, but like they're not gonna be walking on the old deserted streets. It's just gonna be like pizza billboards
pizza.
and Jesus
3D
billboards.
yeah. Get free pizza at the sermon tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, okay. So then we'll round it out. I have a trivia question for you.
Okay.
Out of Little Caesars,
Okay.
Domino's,
All right.
Papa John's,
Okay.
and Pizza Hut,
Jesus.
out of the 4
Uh-huh.
main American chains of pizza,
Right.
who was the first one to bring it to America like that?
Oh,
I'm gonna give you.
fuck. Little Caesars. Damn.
I know.
I just
You were
figured.
giving Detroit. You were giving them credit
yeah,
for that.
well,
No,
because
yeah.
I just figured like old world Detroit. You know what I mean? When cars were still. there.
Oh no!
Yeah. Capitalism.
Hey, they're building.
Man, you're like it can't be Domino's.
It's not Domino's.
Pizza Hut.
It's Pizza Hut.
Okay.
And of all places, Wichita, Kansas, fucking Midwest out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks to Pizza Hut in America, they were able to commodify
Yeah.
pizza as we know today. You guys should bring back your old
Dude,
store formats. The fuck is this new shit?
No one out pizzas the Hut. You know what I mean? So.
Which sucks. I haven't had Pizza Hut in like
Damn. I
can't
gotta
tell you-
delete that. We're not gonna get sponsored by them because I'm giving them free fucking.
No,
Free
No free
fucking
shout-outs.
slogan shout outs.
like,
Jesus.
if you guys want to send us pizza, like I don't know if we'll eat it, but like just
Don't send us food, please.
Papa John's
It's
or Domino's.
perishable, and I don't trust people. I don't know. Fentanyl's like killing people left and
Okay.
right. I don't want you to like inject that.
And this
Um,
is why we should have. Okay, never mind. That's a whole other podcast. So yeah, that's
Pizza.
pizza, bud.
Okay.
We are back at it. So what are your
for-
Michelin tire rating for that one?
Man, for the season finale, guys, pizza
Drum roll.
is the perfect food. It's getting 100.
Oh,
Like,
let's go.
like
I
the
agree
history
with
of it's incredible.
Incredible.
I think the fact that there's like associations that like grade pizza is amazing. I think that pizza just in its simplest form, which is focaccia and like a good yeasted dough where you just press pristine olive oil into it and just hit it with some salt. Like that's all you need. And that's not even like what most focaccias are, but like the fact that that's all you need to make something good.
Exactly.
You just like there's nothing. I don't know what it is. It's just that there's the beautiful crispiness, the slight little sourness to a yeasted dough.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just everything about it is delicious. It's crispy. It's fluffy. It's wonderful. And I think seeing that evolve into, pizza
As we see it today.
as we see it today, it makes sense. It works. It's perfect. I weirdly knew a lot of the information.
I love that. No, it made me so
pizza
happy.
for no reason. I did not research it beforehand. I have no idea why that stuff is in my memory banks.
Share my notes.
But pizza, man. I knew all that stuff just because, again, I love pizza. It is one of it's the top of the pyramid of the food pyramid. It is, it's essential, man. I think it is just culture, and it legally is culturally important, but I would venture to say that has been culturally important.
For so long.
I mean, Jesus, there is I don't even remember the first time I had pizza because I've had so much pizza. So whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the first time I had it, but I knew it wasn't gonna be my last.
Exactly.
And it's, I'd be remiss to mention, of course, you have your pizzas that we ingest normally, and then we have the sweet dessert pizzas that we'll see some places do, but for the most part,
pizza's great.
Pizzas, you cannot go wrong with a pizza.
So shout out to pizza getting a perfect score to end the season. This has been Where Does Food Season 1. Yeah, throw some sounds up and have a blast, and also
pop some.
You guys reach out to us on Twitter at Where Does Food.
Tell us your favorite pizza spots.
Yeah, tell us your favorite pizza joints.
We'll go.
We'll think about it. Hit us up at Where Does Food. I'm at Tim We Hunt. L is...
I'm at El Chapo with the letter L and 3 underscores.
There you go. And you can also hit us up on anchor.fm/where-does-food. Guys,
Cool.
This is the season finale, but it's not the end of the show. We would never end the show. Maybe. No, it's not the end of the show. Guys, go to Anchor. There's going to be bonus content. There's a support button there. Hit that support button. Help us out. Help us just create like this super simple, sustainable show. We're not even looking for a lot. We're just looking for a little bit of love. And also check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. And hey,
yes,
if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave that sick review, buddy.
It's
it
right
helps
there.
us out.
Super easy.
Leave that review like you review pizzas, okay?
We know you do.
We know you do.
We know you do.
So leave that review. It helps us out, helps you out, makes us all feel better. You can also catch us on Castbox, and we're there's a few other things out there that we're on, where podcasts are. And I'm telling you right now, if you can't remember all that,
which is fine,
totally fine, check out the little description, the little drop-down
Tim's got you
description
covered.
arrow, and you'll see it all. You'll see the links and the little summary of what we do and what Where Does Food is. So, guys, that has been season 1 of Where Does Food, the food history
Thank you,
podcast,
guys.
where we podcast about history of food. We'll see ya.
we'll see you on the flip side.